This is Iron Trader. It is Sunday night, so we're going to review crude oil here and natural gas. Now, the futures opened here at 6 o'clock. That was about 5 minutes ago. So we got to see what's going on here. Now, remember, I'm out of the office here for today and tomorrow, and I'll be back in the office there on Tuesday. But, we have to review crude oil here and natural gas here to get you all started there for Monday. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, commodity, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have crude oil daily chart, natural gas daily chart. Let's take a look here at the old crude ski, see what's going on here. Okay, now what we had here is we had that series of lower highs and lower lows, and then we put this bottoming candle in here, right there at that 71.67 level, okay? So now we've been rallying up here. But now what we're really running into is we're running into very, very strong resistance. So what we wanted to watch here on the upside is you want to watch this 21-day. You're looking at 77.46, okay? That's going to be very, very key. And then we're going to look at this 200 SMA here. You're looking at 78.14, and then we have your 50-day right above that at sitting at 78.83. And then we can come all the way up here to your 100-day. You're sitting at 80.21 here, okay? So we got to see how this all shakes out. But we had three really nice green candles, so we got to see what's going to happen, what kind of reaction we're going to get, okay, when you get to the top. Now, there's still a pretty good brouhaha going on there in the Middle East here, so always keep your eye on that because that's going to affect crude oil, okay? And also this week here, we got the Fed. They're going to be talking about inflation and all this kind of stuff. So just keep your, you got to be really on your toes here this week. Okay, let's take a look at the downside. So what we want to do is watch the top of this candle here. Okay, so you're looking at 76 here, 52. Then we can look at the top of this candle here. We're looking at 75.84. And then we look at your 8-day sitting at 75.43 level. Now, again, if that's lost here, then we're going to come right down to the bottom here, looking at 75.18. And then we have your 74.59 here at the bottom of that candle. And then we can do is we just follow everything right down. So we'll look at the closing number here, looking at 73.92. And then we'll have 72.97, and then we'll come here. We have a 72.58. You have 72.20, and then we have your 71.67, your big retest. But I always like to show you where it could go. But realistically, this 8 days going to should provide very, very good support. And then we look at the bottom of this candle. We had that 74.59, and what do we have here? 74.60. Okay, see, so that's really nice, good support right there. So again, if you look at right to the left here, this is what we're looking at. Okay, see, that brings your support levels right across. So far we have it. Now, if you look at this at the big scope of situation here, just like we had here. See, we had that left shoulder, we had a head, and we had this right shoulder, and then she blasted up into this double top. Now we're doing something very, very similar to that. Here's your left shoulder, here's your head, and now we're building a right shoulder. So if it comes all the way down here and holds this 8 SMA, that is going to be, you know what I'm saying? That is all going to be a very good buying opportunity to take this thing back right on up here. So don't get too excited, just trade the range. So again, what you're doing on the upside, here's your key level, that's 74.46, and then we have your 78.18. 14 right above that, your 200-day, and then 78.83, your 50-day. On the downside, this right here is going to be key. This is that 74.43. If that's lost, then we just want to look right to the bottom here. That's at 74.59. This is exactly what we're looking for if this key 8 SMA here at that 75.43 there is lost. Now, when you look at this RSI here, I've been pointing out here, we do have positive divergency. We have a low here. We have an even lower low, but we have a higher low. Yeah, it's faint, but it's still right there, okay? Now, MACD, we had that crossover, and that was very, very bearish. But now when you look at this, see what's happening here? That green now is above your red. That looks like a nice, good, that's usually a buy signal. We got to see if it holds, and if it's going to be on, like on this order here, we have that spread, and it just runs higher. But this is going to be a lot to do with news here. So if we do have some sideways action like we had, okay, over here, then this inverse head and shoulders pattern could play up, and then we could just run this thing up really, really much higher, I should say. Okay, let's take a look here at natural gas. Now, natural gas here, this was a really a good trade here because what we had a bottoming and kind of like an indecision candle. But once we had the higher low and the higher high, then right into that 8 SMA, that's a buying opportunity. Okay, so what I do is I just trade right into the 8-day and I take it off, see what happens the next day. But look how nice that was between the 8 and 21 day. Then it came down, held that 8 above the 21, and you closed above that 21 SMA here. Now look here, we have another couple of green candles here. So we had a pretty good run here so far on natural gas because you had a low of 1.88 here, and then so far you have a high of a 2.19. Now again, we have a higher high than we had there on Friday. So this is your next target that we're going to be looking at. Is going to be this 100 SMA here. You're looking at 2.237. That's what you're looking for. And then we have this level right here, 2.285, which is that price channel. Okay, so this is what you're looking at right there. Yeah, 2.285. But realistically, you want to always look at this candle. This is 2.27. So you're going to be right there, 2.28. And then we have that 200-day sitting at 2.35 and then 2.42. But again, what you got here, you just want to trade this range, okay? So a downside, watch this 21-day. That's going to be very, very key. That's at 2.09, and then right below it, we have this 8 SMA here sitting at 2.06. Now you can see how this 8 SMA came down, flattened out, then it rolled down again, but now as you can see how it's curling up here nicely. So once that 8-day can cross that 21-day, we'll push this right on up. Now, if you look at a seasonality chart on natty gas, first week of September, which is going to be right around the corner, this is the 11th already, that's your buying opportunity. Once we get above all this, then we can just follow these price channels, bring these right across here, and these are going to be all your nice big target zones until we can get all the way back up here to 3.15. So your buying opportunity in season, if you're going by a seasonality chart, it's really the first week of September, and you ride it out to about the first week of December, and then you dump it. Okay, so that's really what the trade is. Now, we had this positive divergence I've been pointing out here for weeks now, where you have a high, higher high, higher high, where we had just the opposite here on the old candles. Okay, so this is nice positive divergence. And now look at what's happening here. Your green is nicely above your red. This is very, very good, and that's also very, very bullish. So that's the same thing we have on the crude oil. If we can get that nice big crossover, and then we start getting that spread, that'll take that price up very, very much, much higher, I should say. So here's what you want to watch here on natural gas is right here, this upside, just watch that 100-day, 2.237, and then on the downside, watch that 2.21. If it happens to go below that, watch that 2.06, that 8 SMA here. That's going to provide big time support. Again, if we can get above that, you just look to the top of that candle, 2.27, then at 2.285, and then we can run all the way up here to your 200-day here. So trade this range, that 21-day to the 100-day, until she breaks out either to the upside or she breaks to the downside. Okay, same way with crude oil. Just watch this 21-day. We get above that, then that 200-day is going to be a shot, just like we had here. Okay, see why we had that series of lower lows and lower highs, similar to what we had here. Then we had this reversal candle. That reversal candle is what it is a lot of them will always look different here, okay? But this one here is what it is. When he puts in a higher low and then you close out a higher high, you make that nice green box, that tells you that you got to get into the trade and go right on up here until we get to this 8 SMA. See that? How it kind of stopped it, and then we just blew right past it. So watch that inverse head and shoulders right here like we had there. Maybe it's building here on the same kind of a stature. We got to see how that shakes out. So obviously on Monday, watch that 21-day. Very, very key. Okay, you crack above, we know exactly where you're going. The 200-day, the 50-day. And on the downside, watch this 8 SMA because this might be a really good buying opportunity here to take this either that or sideways action. So that inverse head and shoulder pattern plays out, and then we just run it up higher just like we had here. Okay, that's what I got for you. Now, I'll be back here tomorrow morning, and I'll have a video, but only going to be one for tomorrow morning. So remember, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.